watching where your money flows.
Welcome to the iVideo podcast. This episode combines 3 articles I posted on Substack. All relate to the upcoming council meeting on 23 September 2025. Those articles are 1. Shoalhaven's Notices of Motion Politics, Masquerading as Governance, published on 18th of September 2025. 2. Reading between the lines, what the September papers tell us about Shoalhaven Council, published on 19th of September 2025. 3. Shoalhaven Council Papers, City Services, Development and Water, published on 20th of September 2025. So, with the help of Notebook LM, here is a video summary of the articles. They are referred to in the video as the source.
All right, let's get right into it. We're taking a look at the official papers for the Shoalhaven Council meeting on September 23rd, 2025. And, on the surface, this is the kind of stuff that can make your eyes glaze over pretty fast. Exactly. It's just a pile of reports, motions, and these weird codes like CL25.306. It all just seems like dry, boring housekeeping, The necessary but kind of dull machinery that keeps a local government running. But what if there's a whole other story hiding in plain sight? That's what we're going to do in this explainer. We're using an in-depth analysis of these very papers to show you how to read between the lines, because that's where you find the really interesting stuff. The strategies, the risks, and even the power plays buried in all that jargon. And this right here, this is the key. The analysis we're looking at shows there's this massive gap between what a council paper says it is and what it's really about. So you see, investment report, and you think, okay, numbers. But nope, according to this analysis, it's actually a story about power, money, and risk. Let's dig in. First up, power, profile, and politics. The big idea here from the source material is that a lot of what looks like just boring council business is actually a series of carefully planned political moves. It's all about building a profile and shaping influence. So check this out. Look at the mayor's internal committee jobs. It's not random. The analysis we're drawing from points out how this specific combo, finance, housing, risk, puts her right at the heart of everything important. We're talking money, homes, and potential problems. She's got her finger on the pulse of it all. And it doesn't stop there. The pattern continues with her external roles. According to the analysis, these aren't just fancy titles to put on a business card. No way. These are high-visibility gigs that are perfect for building a brand, especially come election time. And hey, the analysis notes they often come with travel perks, too. This quote from the source analysis just nails it, doesn't it? It basically says this is all a deliberate strategy. The mayor gets the shiny, high-profile jobs that make her look like a regional leader, while everyone else gets stuck with the less glamorous work. And then, get this, assistant deputy mayor. Sounds important, right? Well, here's the kicker. The source points out, under the law, this job has zero actual power. It doesn't do anything. So the analysis sees it for what it is, a shiny title to hand out to political friends. It's a reward, not a real leadership position. Here we go again, a classic appearance versus reality situation. On the surface, you've got a motion to support a cruise terminal. Sounds great. Who doesn't want more tourism? But the analysis we're using paints a different picture. It calls it a distraction from the real local problems. A distraction that, surprise, surprise, also creates a reason for travel allowances. And the list goes on. The source points to other motions that look less like good governance and more like political theater. Things like getting involved in a development process or demanding a cost report. The analysis suggests it's all about scoring political points or gathering ammo to use against your opponents. All right, let's switch gears. Section 2, following the money. And you guessed it, just like with the politics, the source is telling us you can't just look at the big, flashy numbers. You've got to dig deeper to find out what's really going on with the council's cash. And wow, that headline number, it looks amazing. An investment return of 4.66%. That's beating the benchmark. I mean, on the surface, that's a home run. You'd think, man, they're killing it financially. But hold on. When the analysis starts peeling back the layers of that number, the story changes. Big time. Turns out, more than 40% of that interest is legally locked away. They can't even touch it. A huge chunk of what's left is basically being used to plug holes in other accounts. So what's actually left to spend freely? This tiny sliver, just over $500,000. And that leads to this pretty brutal conclusion from the source. That amazing headline number, It's not a sign of a healthy, sustainable budget. It's a mask. It's hiding a fragile financial situation that's being propped up by one-off windfalls, not solid management. Now, this is a big one, a real red flag, the analysis points out. You've probably seen this phrase in reports, no financial implications. It sounds so calming, right? Nothing to worry about here, but the source warns us to be super skeptical. It argues that phrase is often used to sweep huge, long-term costs under the rug, costs that you, the ratepayer, will eventually have to cover. Okay, so that brings us to our next big theme, a question of fairness, specifically how the council handles public land. According to the analysis, the way lease agreements are set up can be, well, pretty unequal, with some groups getting a way better deal than others. Just look at this table. It really lays out the difference. You've got commercial businesses paying something close to the going rate, but then you have some community groups paying almost nothing, what they call peppercorn rent. And this is the central question the source is asking. Why is there such a huge difference? Why are ratepayers basically footing the bill for some groups and not others? Now, to be fair, there could be perfectly good reasons for this, right? Maybe a group is providing a one-of-a-kind service, or they're paying for all their own upkeep, which can be super expensive. But here's the key point from the analysis. If the council isn't being open and clear about why these deals exist, it just looks unfair. It looks inconsistent. So, let's pull all these threads together. Why should you care about any of this dense bureaucratic stuff? Simple. Because at the end of the day, all these decisions about politics, money, and fairness, they land right back on your doorstep, on your rates. So what this analysis gives us is a kind of toolkit, a 4-step guide for looking at any council paper. Step 1, ignore the shiny headlines. Step 2, ask the simple question, who really benefits from this? Step 3, always look for the hidden costs down the road. And step 4, check if things are being done fairly and consistently for everyone. So, when we use that toolkit on these specific council papers, what's the bottom line? The analysis concludes that we're seeing a story of a council that's really focused on appearances, on political wins and looking good, while underneath the financial reality is a lot shakier than it seems. And that really leaves us with one big, important question that this analysis puts on the table. Once you cut through all the jargon, who are these decisions really for? Are they for the long-term good of the community, or are they just about winning the political game of the moment? And that's a question worth asking no matter where you live.
So, there you have it. Thank you for watching this iPodcast video. Till next time, keep your eye on Shoalhaven Council. This is Steve Prothero, and thank you for your time and support.
On the council, truth to life.